Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video. This is main progress number 12, and in this video I have some fairly interesting things that I'm planning to do. It's a Sunday, which means that I have some free time, which is unusual. So I'll be playing RuneScape all day basically, just like the good old days when I was a kid. So first of all, I'm runecrafting obviously, and I'm quite close to a level, and you'll see that pretty soon. And I'm also quite close to having enough GP or nature runes to sell for GP to buy a Zamorakian Hasta. Now, unfortunately, they're rising in price like fucking crazy. The last time I checked, they were like 9 mil. Now they're like 10.5 mil. So I should still be able to catch up with the price rise and just grab myself one. I think they're rising partly because of lava dragons. Basically, you need a Hasta to do lava dragons very well because dragons are weak to stab, and it seems like lava dragons must be at least a little bit decent money for so many people to be willing to buy Hastas. And also, I heard from one of my friends that there might have been some kind of nerf to the Zamorak boss. I don't really know anything about that because I'll be honest with you guys, I've never actually been to Zamorak boss ever. I've been to all the other COD Wars bosses, but I've never done Zamorak, so I don't know anything about Zamorak whatsoever. But the drops from it aren't great. It has Staff of the Dead and then Zamorakian Spear, both of which I think are like 10 mil, but I mean compared to like the AGS or whatever, the SGS and stuff like that, it's not really that great. Oh yeah, it has Zamorak Hilt, but I don't think that's worth much either. And then the Steam Battle Staff, if you get one of those, you're kind of fucked. But yeah, Zamorakian Hasta, expensive as fuck. It's basically a weak whip. That's the opposite of cheap. I think it's a little bit worse than a whip, but it has stab and crush, which are good for certain monsters, namely dragons. I don't really know what else it's good for, but it's still a good thing to have. So after I get the Zamorakian Hasta, I'm actually going to do some Barbarian Assault, and the reason for this is that I want to get a fighter hat, and fighter hats aren't actually really useful in most circumstances. I mean, maybe if you're doing something like Myth Dragons because they have a high stab attack bonus, which is good for the Hasta. But mostly I just want to do it because it's a cool looking hat, and I really like Barbarian Assault. It's actually probably the minigame that I've played most out of any of the minigames in RuneScape. I did 99 agility, fire making, and some of mining on RuneScape 3, all using the horn, and I maxed out all my rolls, got all the armor pieces and everything, so I played the game a fair amount, and I do enjoy it. So that'll be kind of fun and a nice break for a few hours from runecrafting. And then I think I might just go ahead and boost some Slayer points to try to get a Slayer helm, because I just like how they look, and it's an item that's useful to have anyways. And I kind of want to throw it on with the Hasta and the full Bandos and everything, just because I like that look. And it would be nice to do a bit of combat and everything. Basically, with runecrafting, I like to just switch things up here and there. Like, I'll runecraft for a week or two, and then I'll do something else for a few hours or a day. And it just makes it more interesting, because it starts to get demotivating when you're just doing the same thing for months on end. I think I've been runecrafting for over a month now, pretty much straight. And it's not like it's a bad thing. I'm really happy with the progress that I've made. But it's nice to switch things up every so often. And then it was nice with agility. Oh yeah, and I forgot to even mention, actually, I got 82 agility and I got my graceful legs. You probably noticed that I'm wearing them. And the defense bonuses are, I think, like twice as good as the stuff I was wearing before, the Grak gear. So that's really good, and I definitely eat less food, because I would have to eat food every so often with the other gear. So that's nice to have, and the Marks of Grace really don't take that long, so at some point I'll probably get the top and the hood. Also, there's not really any point in getting the boots, gloves, and cape, since there's penance gloves, boots of lightness, and the spot of your cape that are better, but in total you can have crazy weight reduction with all that stuff. Alright guys, here we go with 86 runecrafting. And there it is. Oops, print screen. That's nice. So now it's in line with my magic and fletching, both of which are much easier skills. It's kind of crazy how runecrafting is quickly becoming one of my highest skills. Relatively quickly, I guess you could say. But 5 levels off of 91 runecrafting, which is the big milestone for double natures. So what I plan to do next with runecrafting after I get my Hasta, I'm going to buy enough planks for 70 construction and the some materials I need for 80 crafting. And then after that, I think I'm gonna buy. Actually, I'm gonna buy some skills necklaces, and what those are is Dragonstone necklaces enchanted, and they have some useful teleports. There's a teleport to Crafting Guild, Fishing Guild, Cooking Guild, and one other guild that I forget. So some of those are useful, and also I'm going to buy some combat bracelets for the teleports, and I think a few more rings of wealth. I just like to have all sorts of different teleports available to me so I can get around the world map as easily as possible. Combat bracelets can teleport you to it's the Champions Guild. I think maybe the Legends Guild. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think the Legends Guild. I know you can go to the Ranging Guild, and a couple other places that I can't remember. But the Champions Guild is good for a few different things, and just generally it'd be nice to have those teleports also. So I'll probably buy like 10 skills necklaces, 10 combat bracelets, and then maybe like 5 rings of wealth, because those won't be as useful, because the only teleport on them that's really can be that good is the one to Miscellanea, which I'll use for Kingdom, and also for if I ever decide to do bush runs, and also if I plan to plant a spirit tree there, or if I have an excess of spirit seeds to plant, then I'll use those. So that's my plan for room crafting for now, and then after I get all that stuff out of the way, I'm going to start banking lava dragon bones actually for 99 per air, and I've calculated out to about 37.5k dragon bones, lava dragon bones I'll need for 99, and interestingly enough, lava dragon bones are actually about the same GP per XP as dragon bones, because they're 50 XP more and they're about 350-400 GP more. So it works out to be about the same GP per XP, and they're significantly faster. So obviously I'm going to be doing lava bones instead of dragon bones. It saves me about 8k bones that I'd have to use on the altar. So that's going to be really nice. I'm not really sure whether I'm going to try to use other people's houses or whether I'm going to try to use my own. I hear a lot of people using their own house. She's fucking up so bad. Just because you don't have to rely on other people. But I did it without using my own house on Risk 3. And it was a lot easier because you don't have to wait for your house to load when you teleport in, because the house will already be rendered since other people are there, and also you don't have to bother with Marintils and everything. But on the other hand, you don't have to worry about the burners going out because you just bring the Marintils every trip. But then on the other hand, you have 2 less bones, so I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I'll probably try using other people's houses first, see how that goes, and then if it doesn't work out, then I'll just get my construction up a little bit, or whatever I need to get the altar. Shouldn't be too difficult. Alright guys, here we go. I'm about to buy the Zamorak and Hasta. I sold all my nature runes and a couple other things in my bank, and it's quite a lot of money. 10.75 mil I'm paying for it. That is the Hasta. So much money for a weapon, but it's worth it. It's a good thing. So there we go. Zamorak and Hasta TY. And I need to go train with the bitch to actually wield it. 70. So I've heard that this is actually the best weapon in the game. Iron Hasta. Just bought it for 10.75 mil. Seems like a pretty good deal. So the whip has 7 higher strength bonus than the Hasta, which means that with the Hasta on average you'll hit 2 less damage per hit. And the Hasta does have a slightly higher stab bonus than the whip does have a slash bonus, 4 higher. So it's slightly more accurate in general, but it depends what monster you're fighting, like what the monster's weakness is. But generally I would say that whip is still better. Same attack speed, but whip has higher strength bonus. So it just depends whether you're fighting something weak to stab, slash, or crush. And use the whip if it's weak to slash, use the Hasta, the Hasta if it's weak to stab or crush, obviously. So pretty good weapon. Definitely be useful for dragons and stuff like that. I don't really know what other monsters it's good for. I don't know what monsters are weak to. I don't really know how to find out either, because I don't know if there's anything that actually says. You sort of just have to test it, I guess. But finally got my Zamorak and Hasta, so I've basically got every single piece of useful melee gear that exists in this game, besides an AGS, which is only really good for PKing. So pretty happy about that, and I'm gonna go do some Barbarian Assault. Right guys, so I've been doing Barbarian Assault for the past few hours, and I actually already have all the points I need. I think I've done 4 queens now, or this will be my 4th. I'm on wave 9. And the game is not completely dead, but it is sometimes difficult to find teams. I found a really good team off the bat just because, the biggest thing is to be higher leveled and have nice looking gear, and then people want to be on your team, really. But I found a decent team for the first few queens, and then we had some trouble finding a team for the next one. But this team has been alright. And after this queen, which wave 9, so wave 10 is the queen. After that, I'll get my fighter hat. So that will be really cool. The fighter hat is the little the gray circle or spherical hat that has the eye in it, and it has a high stab attack bonus. So it's not super good, but it may be good in select situations. And most people are terrible at defending. I'm not great, but defender is a bitch ass role. Alright, queen is dead, and that should be all the points that I need. I think I even maxed out my my attacker points. Yeah. So I'm not gonna get level 3 in that, but I am gonna go and get my fighter hat. Penance fighter hat. TY. That's pretty sick looking. So it looks so good. With the Hasta and everything, I don't know. Something about it just looks so good. I kind of want to get myself one of these hats too. This is the runner hat that this guy's wearing, because those are really nice looking too. But probably will save that for later. I don't really feel like doing more Barbarian Assault right now. So I think that's about all. I don't know if I'm actually going to bother getting Slayer Helm yet, because I have a task of 175 black demons, and I don't have any cannonballs, and I don't have any money. And I don't really feel like doing all of those without a cannon, so I think I'm just going to skip that and go back to rune crafting. But I think that's about it for this video, really. I've had a good day, and it's almost over now. It's like 8 o'clock at night, so I'll play it for a few more hours, probably just rune craft. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. So please leave a like if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys next time.